We got some more FPI shenanigans for you from ESPN today. Got the national championship, not odds, percentages, if you will, for the college football season. Now, if you tuned into our FPI rankings video, we broke the FPI down in a little bit more depth as to all that goes into it. I think the best way to sum it up is it accounts for talent, it accounts for your schedule, your previous success on the field, returning production, and then coach's tenure is kind of like a good way to maybe sum it up if you were to do bullet points. The bottom line is this is a predictive metric for the upcoming season. It's not a current ranking system, which is why actually this could make maybe a touch more sense to you. Dangerous way to phrase it. Could make a touch more sense to you if you're looking at what the FPI is supposed to be. Here's what I would say, though, before we look at these rankings. As a college football fan, it is extremely important, this time of year especially, to possess some mental toughness about your football team. If the FPI is getting you all out of shape as to how you feel about your 2025 season, you care a lot, not a bad thing. But there is such a thing as waiting for the games to be played and having an opinion then. So we'll unpack this right now. Before we do that, though, make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. College football, nothing but college football all year round, baby. It's a beautiful thing, and we appreciate y'all being a part of it. So let's take a look at this. At the best odds to win the national championship here, according to ESPN's FPI, is Texas at 22%, followed by the Georgia Bulldogs, chilling there at 17.5%. Everyone that's watching on YouTube is able to read just fine, so I won't go all the way through this thing. But it's a little bit intriguing that Texas is at 22%. Not that they have the best odds for the national championship, or the best percentage chance for the national championship, according to ESPN's FPI. I'm a little bit surprised that it's 22%, because that feels like a lot for a team that's going to be starting a brand new quarterback. That percentage to me tells me two things. One, the FPI loves Sark. Three things. They love Sark, love the roster, and feels good about Arch Manning. Like, Arch Manning hasn't played a snap yet, but you're telling me Texas has a 22% chance to win the national championship? You don't feel bad about the quarterback. I know that much. Now, there's two teams that I want to talk about as well, in addition to the Texas up there at the top of those rankings. Georgia at 17.5% and Alabama at 10.5%. Every metric that has to do with just talent acquisition alone really likes Alabama, really likes Georgia. And this is a good example of that. Double-digit % chance to win the national championship. Also in Vegas, it should be noted, Georgia has the second best odds to win the national championship. Now, the difference between this number and what Vegas is telling you about the odds, Vegas is trying to get you to spend money. FPI doesn't care about where you put your money. FPI is telling you how talented Georgia is and how much they love Kirby Smart. And I think that's where this is intriguing as it pertains to Georgia. Georgia last year was very un-Kirby Smart-esque on the field, still found a way to win the SEC. Like, LSU and Georgia had very similar points per game and points per game allowed numbers. LSU finished 8-4. Georgia won the SEC. What does that tell you? Coaching, find a way, grit, situational, all those things. Georgia just finds a way to get it done. And everyone, I think, is writing the obituary for Kirby Smart's Georgia because of the expanded playoff and NIL and the portal and how it's just going to deteriorate his football team. I don't think that's the case. And this FPI number gives us the exact same stance on that whole situation out there in Athens. Alabama at 10.5%, like I mentioned. I appreciate the number not leading into the narrative that Alabama is also down for the count because Saban's gone. Is there a lot to figure out at quarterback? Of course. We've said that many a time. But I think we also, as much as we give credit to, the losses in our mind around the opinion of Alabama, I don't know that we give enough credit to the wins either. Like the win over Georgia last year for Alabama, as good as Jalen Milroe was, I'm more impressed by the Kalen DeBoer game plan to be able to get that done, to have Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann on their heels defensively, two of the best minds in college football when it comes to unpacking the defensive side. Now, if you have an actual quarterback to push the ball downfield, how good could they be? So the talent they love, obviously, when it comes to ESPN's FPI, I don't think you get a metric like that without having a pretty tremendous roster talent level. So Alabama at 10.5%. I'm just saying, They're going to be a factor. They're going to be a factor whether they're in the dance or they're flirting with the dance. They will be in that conversation in November for the college football playoff. Now, there's a whole other eyebrow raiser category for me when we look at the FPI. Cato, can we pull that up again? Oh, you're up. Mind reading. So Penn State's at 7.5% here. Behind Alabama, behind Ohio State, behind Georgia, behind Texas. I've been pretty openly skeptical of Penn State, but to see the numbers almost agreeing with that, I think is a little bit intriguing because Penn State, they brought back a lot of key pieces. Drew Aller, the backfield, they brought back the Dennis Sutton. I love all of that, but I'm still waiting for the day where we can confidently say Penn State has as good a roster as Ohio State. Penn State has as good or a better roster than Oregon. Better roster than, fill in the blanks with all the teams ahead of them. And I think this percentage for them at 7.5% and the teams that are behind feels a touch eye-opening. Now, Oregon at 4.8% behind Penn State. I don't think that number is so much speaking to the talent level at Oregon. I think that's more so the returning production and hey, what is Dante Moore going to be, which is fair. I still lean towards the way that Oregon's recruited with their top 10 classes. So that to me is just an interesting way they stack those teams. Notre Dame at 2.5%. I think they're way off. And now we're getting into these small percentages, so roll with me a little bit here. 2.5%. We'll talk about LSU at 1.8% here. So are they small numbers? Sure, but Notre Dame and the percentage they're being given here, it feels unfair because it's a robot trying to account for what made Notre Dame great last year. Notre Dame, what made them great last year in the college football playoff, similar to what Georgia was during the regular season, they just found a way to get it done. I don't think they had better players than Georgia did when they beat them. You can make the case they didn't have better players than Penn State when they beat them and just found a way to get it done. So 2.5% when Notre Dame, hear me clearly now, may upgrade at quarterback from a passing perspective in 2025. Still Jeremiah Love exists. A lot to be excited about. So 2.5% feels way off. And then my most major gripe with all of this, LSU at 1.8%. 1.8%. And the number is the number. We're talking about ridiculous single-digit percentages, and it's tough to win a national championship in college football. I get all that. I'm more upset with who LSU is behind. Behind Miami at 3.2%, and I love Mario Cristobal. I love Carson Beck. I think he's going to be great, but we feel better about Miami winning a national championship than LSU. A&M beat LSU last year, but, from a roster perspective, what LSU did via the portal, Garrett Nussmeier back for another year. If he has a run game, who knows how that game turns out a year ago against the Aggies. Tennessee, as good as Tennessee is, they don't have a returning starting quarterback. LSU has the best quarterback from a returning production standpoint than everybody that's ahead of them on this list. So I don't totally understand that. Again, we got to have some mental toughness here and understand it's a robot. It's not accounting for all the things that actually go into winning a football game on Saturdays with the intangibles. Last thing I'll say, this metric when it comes to predicting a national championship is a little bit tricky because what have we found to be true so far in our 1 year of the expanded playoff era? Your draw for that college football playoff matters so freaking much. What happens if Georgia got Penn State's draw? They probably still play Notre Dame in the semis, obviously, and we've seen Notre Dame beat them now. But they play another game, we know that much. Does another game give them some more momentum to have success in the college football playoff? Now, straight seeding, you would hope, makes this thing a little bit more predictable if you're ESPN based on this FPI. But I'm just saying, predicting who's going to be your national champion when you still have a whole tournament to be played in the postseason, hold this thing with open hands. So again, if this makes you feel worse about your football team, that is not on the FPI. That is on you. It's a robot. It's June. We love talking about college football, so we're talking about this right now. But take it with a grain of salt. It's information. If it makes you feel better, awesome. Drink the Kool-Aid. But we're actually going to have games played here very, very soon. Y'all, media days in a month. In a month's time. Myself and Caden Smith on Radio Row in Atlanta. Think about that. So we're almost there. Hang tight. But the FBI giving us some more information, and we appreciate them for it, for the folks over at ESPN. For us here, over on the Hard Count, again, Cato on the ones and twos, myself, Judy PicKell. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.